with your number one host, Big Rob, aka Slam Man 100.
Hello, welcome to another week of Basketball in the Basement. I'm your host, Big Rob, aka Slam Man 100, where we talk about NBA basketball and what's happening around the league. Now, you know the date. Today is December 5th, 2014. A lot has happened in the last 2 weeks. And so you've come to the right place, the place that talks about basketball all around the NBA. So first, you know how we do. Let's get our standings out to let you know what's going on around the league. But first, let's talk about the injury reports that's going on. Just to mention, in the last few weeks, if you don't know by now, we had some good news. Couple guys that's returning from the injury report so far. Just a few things, few guys that's listed. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, they're both back. That's right. So now it's time for OKC to really start winning and gelling. Also, Dwayne Wade is back from 7 games absence with the Miami Heat. He was hurt for a while, but now he's back in the lineup and hopefully to help out Bosh. But a little bad news is Luol Deng is out. From what we see, he has a bruised right hand, so he's out for a few games. And so hopefully they can all get those things all set up where Deng is back from being injured and back healthy, and they can gel and start continuing to win games. That's the Miami Heat. So we got to see what's going to happen there. Now, other news. I was rooting for Toronto as well. DeMar DeRozan, he's out from a while. A couple weeks back, he got a groin injury. So hopefully he'll be back soon. We'll see. It's a tough break because, I'm going to tell you, Toronto Raptors have really been playing some ball. And I'm going to tell you, not just DeRozan, but the whole team. So now, hey, with him being out, Terrence, my man Ross, last name Ross. Come on, man, you got to represent. You got to take over the South, just like Rick Ross does on that other side of the South. So you got to take over for him as well. So definitely, Terrence Ross, man, it's time for you to put in some numbers and take DeRozan's place. Get better. Use this time to get better. Also, too, let me look here. There's another injury. Few more, I think. Yes, Paul Gasol. Marc Gasol. Sorry, Paul. Marc Gasol has a bruised bone injury, a bone bruise or whatever. Yeah, and we hope you to get help and hope that you get better as well. So, and also too, let's not forget Mike Miller. Man, he has a mild, concussion-like symptoms, and so he's going to remain in New York overnight for evaluation of seeing what's going on, whether he'll be back soon or not. Hope you feel better, Mr. Mike Miller. Never like to see guys get injured. Other news related around the NBA is some rumors of trades or signs. Well, one, I'm just going to mention a few. The Pelicans, they're looking for a point guard. They just signed Dante Cunningham Thursday, so he should be an added piece to their roster. Now the trade rumors, some more trade rumors. Cavs is reported trying to get Tayshaun Prince. Ray Allen, once again, is still deciding if he's going to play for this season. So he's still thinking about whether he's going to play. But Ray stays ready, so it doesn't matter. So Ray, where would I go if I'm Ray Allen, excuse me. Ray, you have a couple opportunities and a couple places to go. I'll get back to you about that. Let me think about it, Ray. I know you were talking about possibly going to Cleveland and helping out over there. There might be a spot over there open for you as well, but we'll see. Next, rumor is, I can't believe this, my boys, the Boston Celtics. I like them both, Lakers and Boston Celtics, but I'm going to like Boston first. Rajon Rondo is, we don't know, talk is that he's thinking about going to the Lakers. That's what's out on the street. Now, that may not be the thing, but him and Kobe Bryant did some talking. So that's all we're going to say. We're not going to spread no rumors. I'm just going to say that it's out there on the table. Is that a great move for Rondo to go to the Lakers? I think that could be a great move for him. Or New York. New York Knicks is another great place that Rajon Rondo could go. And I said that before, but I don't want to see him depart from the Celtics, the Boston Celtics. I think he's playing great there. But, we know that the Celtics are going a different direction. They're trying to figure out, what's going on, So we'll see how that develops throughout the season. If they're looking at Rondo, what about Jeremy Lin? Do you think Jeremy Lin stays in LA for the rest of the season? Possibly yes, possibly no. But to be fair with Jeremy Lin plays the way we know he plays. Do we think that he's a superstar? No, but he's a great wingman. He can come get you points. You can start him. He has proven when he was started in New York, he played excellent. He played good. So, it really all depends on what are you trying to get from Jeremy Lin. And I think the Lakers need a lot of work, a lot more help, and a lot. They just need a lot at this point. They haven't recovered from losing Dwight Howard and not getting Phil Jackson. So that was the problem for that year for the LA Lakers. It's a tough year. Paul Gasol's not there no more. So you have what you have as a team. You really can't complain about it. It's just what it is. So that's the tough losses. If you make the wrong moves, you can cost you championships. And that's what has exactly happened. So more around the news. My boy Paul Pierce will probably sit out a couple practices, maybe games. He had a sore toe, and I think it's something that's been bothering him throughout for a while. But you'll see him playing, so there's no immediately changes in that. He will be playing. Also, other news, I did get a chance to mention a couple more things. Chris Douglas Roberts, who plays also for the Clippers, he's been out just about a month due to a strained right Achilles, which is their shooting guard, strained right Achilles. So he might be playing soon, so look out for him with the LA Clippers. Also around the league and other news, remember that flagrant foul against Griffin from the Orlando Magic's Kyle O'Quinn? Well, he's been fined $15,000 for making that excessive contact against Griffin, Blake Griffin. And, people say, Blake complains a lot. No, he gets hacked. He gets fouled. Anybody that has ever dunked, people are going to foul you. Think about it. Blake has made posters of almost every player in the NBA to some degree. They're on a poster. So that's the thing. That's what I think, so I'm glad to see that this person was fined $15,000. Kyle O'Quinn. Now, like I said before, hey, I hate to see you guys lose any money. There's no question about it. But I think if you're trying to excessively foul somebody who's good to try to stop them, you don't want to resort to the point of injuring someone to the point where they're out for a season. They got a family and everything else to support. So I feel that how hard fouls or flagrant fouls to an excessive shouldn't be part of the game. But some guys and some teams might resort to those things. We're not going to get into politics of that. So that's what we have so far, I think, around the league. Let me see if there's any more things that I've missed. Nope. We covered everything around the league on that. So what we're going to do is go right into the standings. We're going to go right into finding out who is at the top of the range. Well, in the Eastern Conference, guess who's maintaining the number one position? Toronto Raptors, 15-4. Now the next hot team is Washington, 12-5. Atlanta, 11-6. Chicago, 12-2. And then the 5 spot is Cleveland, which I thought they would get to about the 5th spot once they start winning, 10-7. So there's a lot of teams that's balling. Milwaukee's right behind Cleveland with 10-10. So, and then Miami's in the 7th spot, 9-9. So far, that's what the situation is. That's what it looks like at this point for the Eastern Conference, which, like I said again, I said in those 4 spots, that those teams would be the ones that would be up there throughout the season. Unless some drastic change happens. But they are the ones leading the Eastern Conference. Now let's go to the Western Conference. Now, we said in those first 9 spots, teams are going to shift and you're going to have different teams taking those spots. Not to my surprise, Golden State is number 1 with 16 wins, 2 losses. Woo! They're balling. Memphis Grizzlies is next, 15-3. So, that, like I said, those teams are going to go back and forth. And then also Portland Trailblazers, 15-4. They're in the 3rd spot. Houston Rockets, 14-4. Which brings me to the fact that it's funny, at the beginning of the season, everybody thought that Houston Rockets wouldn't do anything. And I'm glad to see that they're doing something and showing everybody that, hey, no, we're a team. We're trying to win a championship. So they're also showing that they're not playing around on, balling this year. They're definitely taking it to the next level. So Houston Rockets, my big ups to you. And Dwight, and let's not forget, Mr. Dwight Howard is out as well. So it shows that the team is definitely good. I think there's a couple different pieces that I'll mention when we talk about the Houston Rockets team. I'm going to talk about every team and go down their whole stats some point throughout the shows. So stay tuned on that. So we got Dallas Mavericks 15-5, which I figured it's San Antonio 13-5. They're going to keep climbing San Antonio. We already know San Antonio's going to be up there somewhere too. They just get tougher and they know how to win. So they're another excellent team, another top team, and have an opportunity once again to win the Eastern Conference, just because of collectively what they have and what they bring to the table. Also, too, I also want to say who's balling is LA Clippers. I love the fact that they bought Lob City. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. So they're also 13-5, and you got the Phoenix Suns 11-8, and who's in that 9th spot? That 9th spot right here is Sacramento Kings, I believe. And it goes on, the list goes on down after that. But, also too, the Denver Nuggets is balling. They're really trying to do something. So I got to say that OKC, they're going to, like I said, they're going to be up there somewhere in the middle. They're going to keep balling. They're going to start winning games once Russell Westbrook and Durant are really feeling good and finding their mode. More Durant is finding mode. Westbrook kind of was in there playing a little bit. So once those two start getting the points that they do, and other guys on that team, start to make a statement. But like I said, they're going to need defense. That's the only thing they're lacking is defense. It's true. You hear Charles Barkley. What's up? Oh, first of all, let me say what's up to my boys at TNT. Big Charles Barkley, Kenny, the Jet Smith, Ernie, and Big Shot, Shaquille O'Neal. So those guys over there you have heard, as just like Charles Barkley has mentioned. Let's go back to talk about what Charles Barkley has mentioned, that you can't win championships without defense. And that's true. You can't. There's no team that has won a championship without defense. So with that being said, that's all you guys need, OKC. And don't feel bad. It's not that you don't play defense. The simple fact is you're trying to step up the defense to the level of the highest level that in the NBA, because whatever top team has the best defense, they're the standard that you have to at least reach. Once you reach that, because you guys can shoot, you can score, and I think Ibaka again needs to jump up. Maybe Lamb. There's a couple guys on that team that got to rise to the top. Jackson once again is great. I think Jackson, man, keep balling, man. I'm rooting for you on that. You're definitely a big piece in that. So keep balling like you've been balling a few weeks back, because I've been keeping stats on you as well. So at this point, that's all the standings. I'm gonna give you one more thing before we go to the break. The Friday score: Cleveland beat New York City. Portland Trailblazers beat Indiana. And then Golden State Warriors beat the Pelicans yesterday or last night, 112-85. And then Portland once again 88-82 against Indiana, and Cleveland 90-87 against New York. So that's your standing reports, and those are the scores for the previous night. Stay tuned. We're about to take a commercial break. We'll see you in 2 or less.
You're listening to Basketball in the Basement with your number one host, Big Rob, a.k.a. Slam Man 100.
Welcome back to Basketball in the Basement. I'm your host, Big Rob, a.k.a. Slam Man 100. Want to let you know that you can check out basketballinthebasements.com, or you can hit us up at Twitter at www.twitter.com/SlamMan100. So those are the avenues that you can hit us up. Let us know what you think of the show and what you think of the question or topic of the week, or how you feel that you would like, what you would like to see on the show as well. Now comes to our other segment. What we're going to do is we're going to switch it around from 2 weeks ago, because we were off for 1 week. What I'm going to do is give you a rundown. Ball of the week, I thought this past week was Jimmy Butler. The week before, baller of the week, I thought who was baller of the week? Well, ball of the week doing I'm gonna give it to LeBron James. He had scored pretty good during that week. I wanted to give it to him as well during the week of the first week, the week before Thanksgiving week. So I'm giving it LeBron as well, the ball of the week. So this week, ball of the week, I give to Jimmy Butler. And last week. And this week, actually, I'm giving Kyrie Irving. He stepped up his game, and he scored points, and he was playing like a madman. So I'm going to give it to them, and he also helped his team as well. Of course, LeBron, it goes without saying, man. We got you anyway, so you ain't even got to worry about that. Now, the teams of the week was Golden State Warriors and Toronto Raptors. I think for the last few weeks, all of them been balling, especially losing DeRozan. I felt that they still maintain their spot. So those are my teams of the week. Also, too, my props of the week is Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr has definitely done something with the Golden State. Took over where Jackson left off, the coach. You know what I'm talking about, Mark Jackson. Sorry, Mark Jackson. So definitely, I'm looking at the Golden States as being great contenders. Now, brings us to our final point, my viewpoint. What's the viewpoint this week? Well, the viewpoint this week is very simple. Very, very simple. Does the bench make your team? Now, we always talk about, offense, defense. But what if you don't have a good bench? Guys that come in there and give you those points, or locker room guys. So a bench, I say a bench meaning 6-man. Crawford from the Clippers is definitely a great 6-man. I can go down that list on the 6-man, but we'll talk about the 6-man again, maybe next week or the week after, because I think the 6-man is definitely the guy that also controls the second unit and comes in and gives the spark. But your bench, what should your bench consist of? What type of players? Well, they should consist of 2 type of players. Your locker room players, a lot of times, is your bench guy. There's one bench guy that builds the locker up, or the guy that comes out on the court and says, yes, he slaps all his teammates 5 for scoring or making a run or coming back. Those guys are important to the team. They're actually a nucleus and they're a spark plug. So just think of those guys as Duracell batteries. They're part of that bench. So when you talk about the bench team, can someone win a championship without a great bench? No. Without productivity from your bench, no, you can't win a championship. So a bench is just as important, I would say, and probably a lot of times overlooked. But I would say the bench, yes, the bench definitely needs to be given props. I'm going to tell you why. There's guys that got to come in at times that spark up a team. If you think of some of the great comebacks and some of the great championship games, it was what they got off the bench. Battier comes to my mind. Last year, San Antonio Spurs. Diaw, Kawhi, you see. So Green, let's not forget Green. So there's a lot of guys. And Joseph, he's a rising star. Look out for him. Joseph is going to be a great Spurs. Spurs, if you're hearing this, listen to this, keep that guy. He's going to be a great replacement. And I'm telling you, I've watched him play, along with the other guys on the team as well. But those names that I named are great team guys. Great guys that come off the bench and give you what you want. Even the Rockets bench guys have come and given them great points. And I'm just mentioning it. The Warriors, great bench guys coming off the bench. Clippers have some great bench guys, some good bench guys, great bench guys too. I think that they're not quite there, but besides Crawford and a couple others, they're getting there. I think once their bench is once established to a higher point, they are also going to be a force to reckon with. So that was my viewpoint on championship, Kenneth. So if you ask me again, do you need a bench? Yes, you do, to win a championship. I'm sorry. You just need it. There's no question about it. Now, one other point I just want to make and talk about something that first of all, 2 things. One, Paul George, we saw you practicing. You look pretty good, man. Come back when you're ready. But you're going to be, you look like you've repaired that broken leg. And once again, when any injury, if you've torn ACLs, broken bones in sports or whatever, you don't wish it upon anybody, any player, for that matter. Because of the simple fact is, how important that's their job. This is what they do. This is all the things that they've been working for all their life, and this is how they take care of their family. So we're always glad that to see a great player, and they get back healthy and playing. So that's one of the things. And the second thing is, I'm glad to see Lob City coming back. You had to incorporate that. That was the Clippers' identity. I'm glad Doc is letting them come back with it, because I think, they could still win championships. They just needed to be better half-court offensive team. You know, that's where that was the few years why they didn't win was because of that. They would have a decent record, come into the playoffs and get beat around the first round or so forth by Spurs or the Memphis Grizzlies. Those two teams, if you notice, would end up beating the Clippers. And so that's where the needed work, I think, had to be worked on or put in play for a plan to be a better half-court team. But, once they understand, and it takes some time. It takes some time to get it just right. But you guys, I think, are going to win a championship. Mark my words, LA Clippers are going to win a championship if they perfect defense and a good bench. I don't know if it's this year, next year, but I think somewhere within the next 3 years they have an opportunity to win. But they might switch a piece or two around, but they're going to, if they want to win a championship, they're going to have to win it on defense. Lob City, like I said again, definitely keep Lob City because it sends energy throughout the team. And it also gets easy baskets. So that's another thing that they needed to do. Now I'll talk about more of the Clippers later on as I analyze a little bit more their team. Definitely defense, I think, is the difference. And that's what makes San Antonio so far ahead of everybody else. At this point, you may say I'm crazy, but I'm going to tell you, San Antonio Spurs is the team to beat in the West. There's no question about it. They're the team to beat in the West. And once again, 76ers, I'm going to tell you, before I heard Ernie, I heard Ernie. I forgot about Ernie's prediction. I didn't even realize he predicted the 76ers would win against the Timberwolves. Now, I said it because a few days earlier, I looked at the schedule too, and I said, I just had that feeling. I looked at the schedule, had the feeling, and said that the Timberwolves will get beat by 76ers, and they did. So 76ers keep playing hard. Guys, you guys are losing, but you also are playing, you're playing against a different league. Everybody's hard to beat in any given night. So, you guys are just a few points shy of it. If you look at your point spread on how you're losing, you can do that. Now, I know I went over and over past my viewpoints. Usually I have my 1 or 2 viewpoints. This is a special week because I'm doing a 2-week combined show. So if you're wondering why I'm going over my 2 viewpoints, well, that's the reason. You guys missed me for 1 week. So that is why I'm going a little bit over on a couple other things and points. So with that being said, thank you for coming and listening to Basketball in the Basement. Remember to check us out at basketballinthebasement.com and hit us up on Twitter, www.twitter/slamman100. Now, as I always like to say, I'll see you in 7. Y'all have a great day, great night, and wait till the next show.
Tune in every week to Basketball in the Basement for the realest basketball talk on the planet. www.basketballinthebasement.com